Thanks for stopping on in for today's college football pick video play, and this one talking about this SEC East matchup between Florida and Vanderbilt. If you guys are interested in getting all of our college football picks for today's action against the spread, you can access those plays over at stumpthespread.com, which is linked down in the video description. So heading into this one, we got the Florida Gators and the Vanderbilt Commodores. Going to give our lean on where we see the better edge against the spread. Florida coming into this one as just over a touchdown favorite here, giving 7.5 points in Florida. Obviously heading in a very positive direction over the past month of action. And to put on top of that, they've been having a tremendous amount of success within the SEC, which is never easy. So they went back-to-back on the road against Tennessee, Mississippi State. They grabbed victories in both of those outings, and then they carried that momentum into their last outing at home against LSU, a top 10 opponent. And the Gators grabbed that victory by a final of 27-19. So Dan Mullen getting this program heading back in a positive direction. And Florida, in terms of their numbers, we're finally seeing some offensive progress with this squad. They're 45th in the nation in scoring average. And then, of course, anchoring their success behind that strong defense and athletic defense. They're 8th in college football in points allowed. And we've seen their defense be a big difference maker during their current winning streak. Now, the Gators, the big concern potentially coming into this one is it has trap game written all over it, especially coming off a huge win at home against LSU, now having to go back out on the road. It's going to be their third road SEC game in their last 4 outings. Perhaps that can also play a factor here with the Gators. And they're taking on Vanderbilt, obviously not an upper tier team within the SEC right now. They're 0-2 in conference play. Those results, not the greatest either for the Commodores. They lost 14-37 to South Carolina at home, and then also in their last outing falling to Georgia on the road by a final of 13-41. So some convincing defeats there for the Commodores in their 2 SEC matchups. The bright spot for Vanderbilt is they picked up a nice out-of-conference win over Middle Tennessee State, that one coming at home, and then also just that 5-point loss against Notre Dame was a pretty credible result there for the Commodores as well. But more recently, not looking quite as solid in terms of their numbers. This Vanderbilt team not looking great in terms of their offensive production, 99th in all of college football in scoring average, and then they're 45th in total team defense. So Florida, obviously, they're the more talented, athletic team. If they come in focused, ready to go, they should be able to take care of business. Maybe even if their offense doesn't have a tremendously strong showing, you'd think that the strength of their defense would at the very least hold Vanderbilt in check in terms of their potential offensive production, giving Florida a decent chance at going on and covering this spread at the end of the day. So with that being the case, we're going to go ahead and side with the road team here, taking Florida to cover the 7.5 point spread, hoping that head coach Mullins has Florida's mindset as a team in a good place, even coming off of such a great win. And this being a potential trap game for Florida, we'll see how that plays out. But again, going to be siding with Florida to go on and cover the 7.5 point spread. If you agree, give the video a thumbs up. Disagree, give it a thumbs down. Check out all of our college football picks for today's action over at stumpthespread.com, linked down in the video description. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we hope to see you guys back here for future videos.